What is up? Welcome to another edition of SacTown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Kier, and today there is no Jason. So I'll actually be doing this review by myself. I'm actually going to be reviewing a new movie that is now playing in theaters called Fast and Furious 9, or F9, however you want to call it. So Jason didn't watch this one because he's probably not the biggest Fast and Furious fan. So I went ahead and watched it, and I say without further ado, I say we get right into it. So if you know the story of the Fast and Furious movies, this is the ninth edition, technically the 10th if you want to count the one with The Rock and Jason Statham. They did their off-brand series about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. This one's a continuation of the all the other guys, Vin Diesel and Tyrese and Ludacris and the host of other stars. And this one, basically, the plots just keep getting more and more crazy and more outrageous. So in this one, they are actually after they work with Kurt Russell in the previous one. He plays Mr. Nobody, and he sends, I guess, kind of like an encrypted message about a plane going down with, I guess, some high-tech valuable equipment or whatever case may be in it. And so the gang all gets together and they travel to some foreign country to find where the plane went down, to find out exactly what his encrypted message was all about. Upon discovering, they find like this device that supposedly can control some sort of bomb or something of that nature. Doesn't really matter. They find some device, and in the midst of that, they are chased by the government of the country that they're in, and they end up getting the device ends up getting intercepted by basically a new character that's played by John Cena, who actually in turns ends up being Vin Diesel's or Dom Toretto's brother, basically. And so the rest of the movie is basically them going after him and trying to catch him and trying to find out what he's up to. And he's like doing all these spy missions, like basically catch other pieces of this device and looking for like a key to activate the device so that they can kind of control this bomb or whatever it's supposed to do. And it's a long, messy story, so you don't really have to get too involved in the details. You kind of know that it's going to be a lot of stunts, lots of fast cars, lots of shooting, lots of action, things of this nature. And then, of course, introduce some not only new characters like John Cena, they also bring back some old characters. One of the characters that we thought was previously dead, which is Han, who supposedly died back in Tokyo Drift. Technically didn't die and has been living in Tokyo basically this whole entire time, hiding out kind of thing. And that's one of the things about these films is they seem like the characters never die. You know what I mean? So I think they killed off Michelle Rodriguez at one point and she ended up not actually dying. And, so they're basically unkillable, basically. So, I mean, that's kind of the general gist of the film. It's just basically they're after Dom's brother, who is basically this rogue spy agent that's trying to collect these pieces so he can control, and he's got an army of henchmen and guards and things of this nature. They also bring back a Charlize Theron's character who's in the previous films, as she's kind of assisting John Cena's character in getting these devices and things of this nature. And that's kind of the general gist of the film. I mean, you kind of know what you're going into these films when you watch them. They're always over the top. They're always doing crazy, outrageous missions. And the previous ones, I mean, they were driving through, skyscrapers in Dubai, just going through windows and things of that nature. They've actually flew out of airplanes with cars and landed on the ground, were able to drive. This one, they, believe it or not, actually go into outer space. Yes, out of space. So you kind of know that with these films, they're just so over the top and crazy. And it's like, it's not only is it crazy, it's like when they first started off, they're like doing street racing. So like they're these street racers. And now like the government's working with like these guys for some reason. Like none of them have any like government or military background or anything like that. They're just like these techie guys that can drive fast cars. And so like the government's always working with them to like save the world and things of this nature. And so this one's kind of no different. So the series has come a long way in terms of believability but it also has enhanced the action and things of this nature. Did I like it? Yeah, it's enjoyable. You know, I mean, they're popcorn films. You really can't take any of them too seriously. So I think if you go into it with the expectations that you know kind of what you're getting with these films, they're not going to be realistic. They're, you know, you just can't go into them thinking that anything that they do in these films is probable or realistic. And if you go into that with that kind of like check your brain at the door type mentality, I think you're probably going to have a good time. Will you love it? I don't know if you're going to love it. I can't. It's definitely not the best one. I don't know if it's the worst one that I've seen, but I can't say it's the best one. I always like Fast Five as being one of my favorites personally of the series. A couple of the other ones in the beginning I thought were pretty good as well. Everybody kind of likes the one where, unfortunately, the untimely death of Brian O'Connor. You know, everybody kind of likes that one as well. But this one, it's kind of middle of the road. I mean, it's good, but there's nothing really fantastic or great about it. I feel like they spend so much time getting the band back together and trying to find out what, you know, Dom's brother is up to. They don't spend enough time on the actual missions and fighting and things of that nature. So there are some issues with it. It's far from a perfect film. I'll definitely admit that. But overall, I had a good time for a good popcorn flick, and I kind of just will leave it at that. Will you enjoy it? That I think comes down to based on your are you inclined to like the Fast and Furious films? So if you weren't a fan of the Fast and Furious films to begin with, if you thought they were stupid or over the top or cheesy or silly, this one's not going to change your case. You're not going to go into this film and be like, oh wow, well now I really like these Fast and Furious films. But if you were one of the people like myself that generally enjoy these films and, you know, check your brain at the door and are just realizing it's just a popcorn flick and just like to see cool stunts and, you know, improbable things happening and, you know, gunfights and things of this nature, you're an action junkie like myself, you're probably going to like it, but I don't know if you're going to love it. So I don't think anyone's going to come away and say this was the best one ever or anything of that nature. But overall, not a bad film. If I had to give it a grade, I would say it's probably, I'm going to give it 3 stars out of 5, which is just a smile with no teeth. And, you know, I know there's going to be at least one more, potentially 2 more films. And then I think they're going to try to wrap up this series. But then I think that there may be a spinoff as well. So I'm not really for sure. So, but definitely, you know, I'll be there. I'll watch it. Jason more than likely probably won't unless it just looks amazing. But, you know, we'll be back again with another show, and we thank you for watching. Obviously, let us know down in the comments. Have you seen F9 or Fast and Furious 9? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Were you a fan of the previous films? Because I think that makes a big difference as well. I think you kind of have to already be invested in the series, in my opinion, to enjoy it. Although I do agree you have to watch each movie on its own merit. I just don't know that if you're not a big fan of the series, you're probably not even going to watch this one. So I'm assuming the most of the people that are going to watch this film were already a fan of the series. But let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts, your takes on the film? As always, if you like the channel, we ask that you like, subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification, and we'll be back again with another show for you guys again real soon. We thank you for watching and hope you have a great day. Bye.